momentarily for a very special day. Thank you.
Protected my heart right from the start. 685 so strong and true, the very best I've always shared with you. And if I should fall, or if I'm standing tall, I can see you standing there, always willing to share each and every part of me. And you see things I never see. And you're the best thing yet to ever come into my life. And you're the best thing yet to ever
haven't taken your seats yet, please do so. We'll get started in just a moment. Thank you, everyone.
Our team is our community.
It's our culture, our family.
For my entire life, we have
cheered our team together.
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 To see another team from Ohio get ripped away from its fans and its community, we just said this can't happen.
Without Save the Crew, without the people in Columbus, today wouldn't have happened.
MLS is committed to keeping the crew in Columbus.
This is Columbus, Ohio. The soccer gods are with us.
The Columbus Foundation has a new plan to save the crew.
We know it's not the final design. Welcome to New Nordic.
The future is bright for the crew. The future is bright for Columbus.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. For Columbus.
It's got to be a little louder than that. You just saved the crew. It's hard not to have goosebumps watching that video. Today is a monumental moment, not only in Major League Soccer, but in American sports, and we'll get into that in a moment. But I feel extremely honored and blessed to be here today in Columbus, Ohio, because you saved the crew, and it is an honor for me to MC this event. I'm Taylor Twellman from ESPN. I've played here many a times, won here many a times, but that's besides the point. But more importantly, at ESPN over the last 8+ seasons, I've called some big moments here in Columbus. And for all of us in the soccer community of the United States of America, Columbus has a special place, not only because of Major League Soccer, but because of our national team having some great success here today. So welcome. Welcome to the Ivory Room here in Columbus, Ohio. Welcome to those of you at home, and I'm looking in that camera, and I know many of you are watching this at home, watching the stream, and all of you at home, small part, but a big part of saving the crew. So all of you should be proud of the moment. When I do these things, I hate buzzwords. I hate buzzwords because it's a cheap way of words. However, over the last week, I've been thinking about this, and there is one buzzword for me that means so much: collaboration. And I did my homework for the last week or so, and I've asked many people. I'm not sure in American sports we've ever had a collaboration from the city, the state, and the national level where that movement, for lack of a better word, that collaboration saved a franchise for the city. You guys saved the crew. I could sit up here and talk, as many of you probably hit mute on your remotes when I'm on ESPN, so I'm not going to steal the show here because everyone sitting behind me played a huge part of the Columbus Crew staying right here. The Haslam families, the Edwards families, the local leadership, the city officials, the Columbus Partnership, MLS and Commissioner Don Garber. But who am I kidding? I'm looking at the supporters sitting in those chairs, and I'm thinking of all the supporters around the country that played a part. The Columbus Crew fans, you guys had a massive, massive part into this movement, and you deserve a round of applause right now for pulling it off. So, let's kick off the show for a great day for Columbus, Ohio. MLS Commissioner Don Garber.
Thank you, Taylor, and good afternoon. You know, I always believe that in life and in business, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage for all of us to continue professionally and personally when you're faced with real challenges that really counts. So due to the hard work and commitment of so many people here in this room, from the fans to the folks here on the dais, particularly the Haslam and Edwards families, the mayor, Alex Fisher, we're here today to celebrate a remarkable day for Major League Soccer, for soccer in America, for the Columbus Crew, for their passionate fans, and clearly for the city of Columbus and the state of Ohio. It really is a dawn of a new era for our league, the relaunch of this club, a club that a little over a year ago had an uncertain future. And today we're here to announce we have a new, very committed and very passionate Ohio-based ownership group for the Crew, a partnership with the city of Columbus, with Franklin County, with the state of Ohio, to build a new state-of-the-art training facility and a new urban downtown soccer stadium. And we also have a new coach and a new team president, both, by the way, with Ohio roots. This is an historic moment for this club. It's a historic moment for their fans. It's an historic moment for the city. It's also an extraordinary day for our league, for everyone who cares about the game in the United States, everyone who cares about the game throughout North America. This is truly a day of celebration. It's important for all of us to take a step back and consider what has been accomplished over the last year or so here in this city. Ignited by the passion of your fans, by the Save the Crew moment, thanks to the movement, thanks to the work of the city, the county, the partnership, the belief and commitment of the Haslam families, the Edwards family, something unprecedented in our industry and something very meaningful was accomplished. Now, 15 months ago, we were at a crossroads. The Crew have always been an important member of our league, and Columbus has a very rich history of the game. But we had some challenges. But from that very moment, and from every day since, we were very clear that we were on a parallel path to try to do what we needed to do, what professional sports needs in order to have successful teams. We needed a local ownership group, we needed a world-class downtown stadium, and we needed passionate and committed corporate support. But I think there were a number of people who underestimated and doubted that we would be able to deliver all three, but they underestimated your fans and they underestimated this city. In the Haslam and Edwards families, the Crew now has an incredibly committed local ownership group with deep commitments to the city and deep commitments to the state of Ohio. My thanks to you, Dee, to your entire family, to Pete Edwards and your family for being here today and for everything that you've done and will continue to do for this team. Dee, we're really proud to have our first female member of our board, our first female governor. We look forward to having you. Will be an invaluable addition to the downtown arena district and an important asset to the entire community. Thank you to Mayor Ginther. Thank you for your leadership. thanks to the commitment and leadership of Franklin County and Governor-elect DeWine. Thanks to the efforts of the Columbus Partnership, we know that the Crew will have a tremendous support from the corporate community, ranking already as one of the top markets in Major League Soccer. Alex, without you, where's Alex, quarterbacking this entire project, we would not be here today. From the bottom of my heart, Alex, I want to thank you. Having now what will be 27 teams and soon to be 21 soccer stadiums, every city needs somebody like Alex Fisher. This city should be proud of him. Several times last summer, Alex and I said to each other, we need to run the table if we're going to get to the finish line on this project. Well, we did that, and I truly want to not just thank him, but to thank the entire city and the leadership for seeing the vision that was put together to try to get to where we are today. A couple of other people that I want to thank, and one of them's not here, worked hard with Alex and with the city. Mark Abbott, our league president, that's in Chicago today at our league meetings, and Charles Alchek on my staff, who worked tirelessly, particularly with Pete and the club, to try to get to where we are today. To the Crew players and staff, they've had to live under very difficult circumstances over the last 12 to 14 months. And yet you qualified for the playoffs each of the past 2 seasons. Your perseverance was unbelievably impressive and will never be forgotten. I say that to the club staff. I also say that to the technical staff. I want to acknowledge also the Columbus media. You kept the issue front and center from day one. I respect the commitment that you had to your city and your recognition of the importance of the Crew to this community. And we look forward to continued coverage for this club, both on and off the field. And to the Crew fans and the whole Save the Crew movement, you inspired all of us to recognize what the Crew means to this city, what it means to the sport of soccer in America, and clearly to Major League Soccer. Without it, I don't believe we would have been able to inspire the Haslams and the Edwards families to join our league and to align the interests of the city, the county, and the partnership to deliver on an incredibly ambitious stadium project, and frankly, to motivate the league to creatively find a solution to a very, very complicated situation. And I want to thank you for that. Lastly, as all of you know, there's been enormous growth in our league over the past number of years. The bar has been set very high, and there's no end to what an MLS club can mean to a community, both on and off the field. So the future success of the Crew, in many ways, is in the hands of everyone in this room, from our fans to the city leaders to all of our partners. We need to build on the optimism that exists here today and leading up today. We need to build on this energy. We need to build on the spirit of everyone who worked so hard on this project, from the fans to the city to our new ownership group to the Columbus corporate community, to have the Crew become one of the great professional soccer teams in this region, if not in the country. I have the confidence that we will be able to deliver that, and I look forward to the opportunity to working with all of you for many, many years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don. Before I introduce 2 very influential people here in Columbus, it was an off-the-record conversation, but Don's answer this morning over a cup of coffee needs to be said because it resonated with me. He's been a commissioner of this league for a long time, and there's many things he should be extremely proud of. But the thing, as an ex-player and now someone in the media, he's never been scared of conflict. And I asked him this morning over a cup of coffee, where does this rank? Don, you said top 3 things you're most proud of. So I think to this city of Columbus and to the league, I do think Don Garber, the commissioner of Major League Soccer, deserves another round of applause for keeping this team in Columbus. But it doesn't happen without a partnership and without 2 very, very influential people in Columbus. Mayor Andrew Ginther, the podium is yours.
What a great day in the city of Columbus. We are thrilled to be here. to celebrate on this day what we've always known to be true. The crew belonged to the people of Columbus. I know this was a day many people thought would never come, but here we are with the Columbus crew right here at home in our great city. I am grateful for our incredible partners, the Haslam and Edwards families, to Alex Fisher, to Columbus City Council, to our incredible partners in the General Assembly, to City Attorney Zach Klein and Attorney General Mike DeWine, Governor-elect DeWine. See, this has been a bipartisan, community-wide effort, the public and the private working together. And to our county commissioners, Commissioner Brown, we wouldn't be here today without your vision and leadership, and we're grateful. The city's commitment to the crew goes well beyond soccer, though we cannot underestimate what keeping the team here does for our community. The city's $50 million investments leverage $645 million in private investments to strengthen Columbus neighborhoods. Our investment will go toward land and infrastructure to support the new downtown neighborhood that will become home to hundreds of additional residents and more than 1,000 new jobs. The housing created will include affordable housing and good-paying jobs that will support the Downtown Job Center. In addition, the construction of this project will also create hundreds of new jobs, and the new owners, because of their vision and commitment to the entire community, are committed to record minority participation in this project, assuring that Columbus residents are working to build Columbus neighborhoods. Of course, the other big part of keeping the crew in Columbus is converting Mapfre Stadium, not just into a training facility for the team, which we're very excited about, but into a community sports park that brings multi-generational activities and programs to benefit the entire community. This facility will become a premier destination for youth sports in Columbus and across the region. I am grateful to everyone for their hard work and diligence, for never, ever giving up and never counting Columbus out. I'm looking forward to a great 2019 season of soccer in Columbus. And to my neighbors that are here today, it's an exciting day for us to share what we all have known for some time with people around the country and the world. Columbus is a very special place with a very proud past, present, and future in soccer. We wouldn't be here today without the incredible leadership and vision, the work, the unwillingness to give up, the resilience, the determination of my great friend and partner, the CEO of the Columbus Partnership, Alex Fisher.
Thank you all. This is indeed a fantastic way to kick off the new year, the new crew year, as I like to call it. Lots of thanks. And, you know, the danger of thanking anybody is that you leave somebody out. There is simply one single person that's been on this journey at my side every single day with an unwavering commitment, and that's Mayor Andrew Ginther. We made a deal and a pact early on on a car ride from a challenging meeting, Commissioner, in New York, that we were resolved to see this fruition through thick or thin, and that's exactly what we've done. The theme, as I was thinking about this, of winning sports teams is about culture and about people. And it's culture and people that have brought us to this point in time. And I want to talk about 6 aspects. First, the culture of a great league. Commissioner Don Garber, Mark Abbott, Charles Alchek have a vision of a league. They're building a league over the last 20 years. I believe that this is at a tipping point, that this next decade in Major League Soccer is going to be the most amazing decade in professional sports around the world, and we're going to be a part of it. We're going to be a part of it because they've had a commitment to us. It hasn't always been an easy commitment. It hasn't always been a comfortable commitment, but it's always been unwavering with specific expectations. It's always been with a handshake. It's always been looking each other in the eye. And I appreciate, and we were kidding each other, I think the commissioner and I both have a couple of sharp elbows, but we have proven what happens when you take those sharp elbows and you work them together collaboratively. Commissioner, thank you for your vision. Thank you for your commitment to this city. Thank you for challenging us to be better. And when we became better, allowing this opportunity to show the world what we can do. Secondly, it requires a great community. And look, I'm the cheerleader for Columbus. The mayor and I are expected to say the great things about our county commission, about our state legislatures, about state government, about our community. I won't go through the fact that this is the greatest city in America, that we're the fastest growing city, greater than 1 million people. Look at the skyline that is burgeoning, a city that millennials are choosing to move to, a city that is on the move, second only to Chicago now in the Midwest, and Major League Soccer is an important part of that. We don't take it for granted. Harvard calls it the Columbus way. They teach mayors around the world. I recently did a telephone conference with the mayor of Johannesburg who wanted to understand how we do public-private partnerships here in Columbus. It takes a great community. We have that, and we are grateful. It takes great owners, and I put them after great community because if we've learned anything, we've learned that we need ownership that is of the community, for the community, and believes that soccer and Major League Soccer and professional sports are a part of the community, and that's exactly what we have. Somebody once asked me, at what moment in time did I actually believe that I was willing to bet that this would happen? There were a bunch of times that I was saying that it would, maybe ahead of my skis, but I remember a very specific meeting in which Pete Edwards and I joined Whitney Johnson, J.W. Johnson, Dee and Jimmy Haslam, and Dave Jenkins at their dining room table. And 2 families had a family conversation around coffee and around breakfast. That morning I thought, this is the culture and the type of people that can make this dream a reality, and indeed it does. Fourth, it takes great management and leadership, and what I have learned to know of Tim and Caleb, they're both in some ways coming home to Ohio and to Columbus. I am excited that they are going to fit the culture of this ownership, of this community, and of this league. It takes great players. Holy cow, over the last 16 months, has there been any better resolve and focus than our team that has not been divided, who has stayed focused on the business of the team than our Columbus Crew Soccer Club? And then finally, we wrap it with the fans. The Save the Crew movement, as has been noted, has done something that's never been done in the world of professional sports. I remember the rally on City Hall, on the City Hall steps, shortly after the announcement was made that this team may leave. And never once did the Save the Crew movement ever lose faith. And in fact, it is probably the greatest show of fan support and accomplishment in the history of professional sports. And I don't believe that's hyperbole. And I may be known for a little bit of hyperbole along the way. But what the Save the Crew movement has done, what our fan base has done. So take this great league in a great city with great owners, with new great management and leadership, with a fantastic team first and foremost, and surrounded by a great fan base. And there is nothing that stops us from what I think all of our dream here in the very short distance would be, back together, presenting a cup to the community of this great city and helping to grow us into all that we can be. So with a warm heart, great gratitude, much appreciation to way too many individuals that we can't name today. And I'll name one final one, and that is Steve Lyons, my partner at the partnership, who again has been behind the scenes working so many different aspects of this. We are so appreciative that we are at this moment in time. But there's a whole lot of work to do, so let's get started.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther and Alex Fisher. Before I introduce the next person, just looking out that window, it's going to be amazing to see that new stadium downtown here in Columbus. And that stadium would not be possible without the Haslam family. So now a new investor, new owner, Dee Haslam.
Thank you. I mean, this is pretty fantastic, and I could not be more excited to stand before you today. I have to thank the Save the Crew movement, too, and all the supporters. You've just done a tremendous job, and we are so excited to be part of your family. So thank you so much for everything you've done. So everybody talks about the Columbus way, right? But you don't really understand it till you actually experience it. And this is a group of people that can get things done. And I don't know any other community that's able to pull off what they've done here. And we are so grateful to the mayor, so grateful to the city council and the county commission and the state officials, and to Alex Fisher and the partnership. I mean, it could not happen without collaboration. It could not happen with leadership. And we're so grateful that we're able to stand here before you, but very grateful to be able to thank you publicly for just a tremendous job. So we understand what a great community Columbus is, and we do understand what a great sports franchise the Columbus Crew is. And so we are honored to be able to be part of the ownership group, and so very honored to be part of Major League Soccer. Thank you so much, Commissioner. We could not be more excited to get started and get going in something we believe is going to be a terrific future. We do have to get to work, and there's three things we're focusing on right now, and that's to make sure we have great leaders, experienced leaders at the top, and we feel very, very, very good about where we are there. The second thing we need to do is focus on the fans. I mean, our fans are so important to us, and we need to make sure we're doing everything we can to take care of you. So we'll continue to do that. We'll work very hard there. The third thing we always talk about is how we can give back to this community, how we can get engaged and deeply be involved. And we'll start immediately doing that. You'll see us out and about, and you may get a little tired of seeing us, but we're really excited about that. I also want to thank the staff of the Columbus Crew. You've hung in there, you've worked hard, and that's what it's going to take, and we are so excited to begin working with you too. So thank you, and I do want to publicly thank you for that. I want to take a second and talk about Confluence Village, which is, and the stadium site, which is right over here. This is going to be an amazing neighborhood and very much about this community. I think it will finish off the city in such a way that we're all going to be very proud. And a gathering place, it's not just a stadium. It is truly a gathering place for many activities and very much part of a community where people will live, work, and play. So we're excited to start the development and the conversations on that. And so obviously there's lots of work to do there. The other thing that, as the mayor talked about, was the sporting complex. I mean, one of the main things we can do is really build youth soccer in this community. It's something that we totally believe that engaged youth in soccer are better students and they're healthier, and we're going to do everything we can to engage the youth and build a tremendous soccer program for girls and boys, men and women in this community that we're very excited about. So this all started with our meeting around our dining room table with Pete Edwards, and that meeting, you know, you're going to partner with somebody that you're going to spend a lot of time with. I think we both had a little concern, but it didn't take us long to realize that the Edwards family and the Haslam family are a lot alike. We went to the Ohio State-Michigan game and were guests of the Edwards family, and they care so much. They have the same values. Family comes first. They love sports. They're in a family business. It mirrors our family perfectly. And so having a family that you're partnering with on something that is so big and so important to community, you want to make sure a good fit. So we could not be more delighted to be partners with the Edwards family. And I'm so grateful to Pete Edwards for all his efforts and believing in the crew. And it's my honor to introduce Dr. Pete Edwards. Now I'm official.
Thanks, Dee, and thanks for joining our community. You're officially part of our community now. You're wearing the scarf, and we too couldn't be more proud and happy to be associated with your family. So, my family's been in Columbus their entire lives. Our friends, our family, our values are all rooted in this community, and nothing can make us more proud than being able to help the community keep an asset that everyone values. And it really is about values and about the community. So today, you know, we think this is about soccer and we think this is about a team, but it really isn't. It's about our community. It's about having pride in our city. And it's about having pride in our team. But all those things roll into the fabric of our community. We are a millennial, young, dynamic, growing city, and soccer is that sport. So for us to not have this team here would have left a hole in our city, and my family said that that wasn't acceptable and that we were going to do whatever we could to figure out a way to keep this team. So the fabric of the community involves families, and my family has been blessed to grow up with this team. I've been involved with the team since the first day. My children have been around the players and around the games for 25 years. And that leads to the tradition of the families enjoying their time with the team. The Bezbachenkos were season ticket holders in the first year. And Tim grew up going to crew games. So that family connection is really, really important. And the traditions that have been born through 25 years of soccer are going to continue. And we're going to support the family atmosphere of the team. And we're excited to be able to do that. And the other family that again, I'm going to mention is the Haslams, because we wouldn't be here today without their support and their experience. The value that they bring to the partnership in professional sports management is unparalleled, and without them, this project really wouldn't have happened. I too want to thank the commissioner and the mayor and Alex and Steve and Megan Kilgore, the auditor, and Zach for all the work that they've done. This has been a community-wide effort that makes us all so proud to be from Columbus. The future is bright here. We understand that there's a lot of work to do, but we feel like we have two extremely talented people that are going to lead our organization, create the values and the team that we want to do. The first is Tim Bezbatchenko. We are beyond thrilled that he's agreed to join our team. Tim is Ohio born and bred, DeSales grad, and went off to do some training down in Cincinnati for his law degree, then ended up at MLS offices where he was a star, and after several years with MLS was hired to largely turn around the team in Toronto. And not only did he turn it around, but he succeeded wildly. 2016 finalist, 2017 MLS Cup champion, with potentially the best team ever compiled in the MLS. And that was largely Tim's work. We were lucky to be able to present Columbus as home. I don't think he would have left Toronto for any other situation other than coming home to build a team, a new stadium, and a new training facility. So we are so pleased and so excited to have him on board, and I'd like you all to welcome Tim Bezbatchenko.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a fantastic day for the city, state of Ohio, and not just for the soccer and sport lovers, but for all Ohioans who appreciate the way that the people in this room came together to do something truly special, to keep this club, to save this club, the first club in MLS in Columbus. I couldn't be more excited and honored to be with here today. A day that I always thought was possible but wasn't sure would happen as I observed and watched from the outside from Toronto. I'm here because of the vision by the ownership, the fans, and the city to fight for a club that means so much to the soccer community in Central Ohio, and as we saw, a soccer nation. So let me start off by thanking our ownership and the Haslam and Edwards families. It was clear from our first meeting that they planned to do it right in Columbus and for Columbus, and are committed to making this club a winner, both on the field and in the community. I want to thank the city, county, and state for their valiant efforts and commitments to keep the team here. Mayor Ginther and Alex Fisher from the Columbus Partnership Group have played an integral part in making sure this day happened. The city, county, and state stepped up when it mattered most, and I look forward to working with them to build a world-class stadium and training facility. I want to thank the league leadership and the commissioner and President Mark Abbott for their efforts to keep the team in Columbus. We plan to make the league proud and work to be a benchmark club in every respect. I'm really excited to work with Caleb Porter. His background speaks for itself. He is a winner both as a player and as a coach at every level. He knows Ohio, he knows the crew, and he knows how to win in this league, which is really, really important. He is both motivator and tactician, and he is a guy that believes in certain values and holds some fundamental beliefs about the game, yet he's flexible and pragmatic when needed and when the game demands it. I want to thank the supporters. To the supporters out there watching and to those in the room, thank you for your unwavering support and for really getting this thing started and just being persistent and relentless through this entire process. My family has been incredibly supportive, both my extended family from Central and across Ohio and my wife and kids. We're excited to become immersed in this community and get to know all of you again. It is a tremendous honor and responsibility working for a club like the Columbus Crew with this rich history and tradition. Personally, it is an incredible opportunity to come back to my home city and club that I followed and loved for 23 years, to work with this ownership group, to shepherd the club into a new era. And what will the team look like? What will the club identity be? Well, it's still fresh, and I don't know exactly for today, but I will tell you this. The first thing is we're going to contend and win, because that's what we're here to do, and that's why we're here. Next, we're gonna collaborate, obviously, through the Columbus way, but also internally with the staff that's been dedicated and stayed, the loyal staff that has stayed throughout this whole time. We'll serve the fans, the community, and the ownership group, and we will connect, specifically with our training center, but also with our academy. Again, I'm truly humbled, and will work incredibly hard to serve this ownership group, the dedicated staff and the players, the fans in the city, so that their efforts will be rewarded with trophies. Thank you, and go Crew.
Thanks, Tim. So y'all now know why we thought he was the guy we wanted. He is an amazing guy, and we're going to put together a great team. Part of that team is Caleb Porter, and Caleb already is kind of a rock star of MLS coaches. He's done it. He's been, unfortunately, in Columbus to win an MLS Cup. And we won't hold that against him, but we need him to get another one, so at least we even the score. So Caleb has a history that is truly impressive in soccer. He took a small Akron program and turned it into a national powerhouse. They lost in the finals one year, won the finals one year, and in 2011, 5 of the top 8 MLS draft picks came from his college team. He can recognize talent, he can develop talent, and he's an excellent strategic coach. So he carried that skill and vision to Portland, where 3 of 5 years he made the playoffs, won an MLS Cup here in Columbus, and consistently made the playoffs. And more than that, he develops a brand of soccer that everyone is proud of and everyone's excited about. We're going to be on our front foot. We're going to look forward. We're going to step up and create the dynamic in the games that we all want to see. So we couldn't be more excited to offer Caleb the opportunity to run our club, and we're thrilled to have him here. Caleb.
Thank you, Dr. Edwards. I'm truly honored and privileged to stand up here as the next head coach of the Columbus Crew. There's been a word thrown around a lot, family. And family is very important to me. And that was a major factor in the decision. Coming back to Ohio and bringing my family specifically to Columbus felt like home. And we're truly proud to live in this community. I'd like to thank the ownership group for the opportunity. The Haslam family, Jimmy, Dee, JW, and the Edwards family, Pete, for the opportunity to come to this community and to usher this club into the next era. Growing up in the Midwest and going to Indiana University, the Columbus Crew was the club that I followed. It was the club that I supported. It was the club that I watched. I can remember going to games. I can remember going to national team games at the stadium. And I can remember vividly studying the club. During my time at Akron, I came down on many occasions, spent time with some of my past predecessors. And so from that standpoint, being the head coach here is a realization of a dream. Obviously, that's just the beginning. Okay? The real dream is to now come here and be successful and to win trophies. Having the year off to evaluate my options for the next club was something I did not take lightly. Okay? When you look at my track record of clubs, I do not like to go to a club and leave shortly. I like to stay. At Akron, I was at 7 years. At Portland, 5 years. And it was a massive decision. I was looking for 3 things in that next club. The first thing was I want to be around good people. Okay, and what I mean by that is talented, passionate people. As simple as that sounds. The second thing was I wanted to go to a club that had a long-term vision. I believe in a clear way of working. I believe in a process. Okay, I have a philosophy that I bring to every club. And clearly that was valued in this club. And the third thing is I want to be in a club where there would be resources to create infrastructure and win. And I couldn't have found a better fit to get those three things than the Columbus Crew. But I want to focus on specifically the people part, because as I entered that final stage of making a decision, that's ultimately, okay, what led me here. When I met, okay, with the Haslam and Edwards families, and they shared with me their vision, it really resonated. When I saw all of you in this community, and the Nordeca, and the supporters and everyone rally behind this club, that's the type of club that I want to manage. A club that's relevant, a club that the people are proud of, a club where they're going to fight, roll up their sleeves, and save it. And I felt compelled to come back and to jump on board with that movement to save the Crew, but not just save it, but elevate it and continue to raise the bar. Okay, so a big reason, again, that I'm here are because of all of you and all of you. As far as my vision, it's really simple. I have three things I want to bring. The first one, as simple as it sounds, is energy. Okay? I want to re-energize, okay, this club. Okay? That means the community, that means the supporters off the pitch. Obviously on the pitch, we want to play in a very entertaining and attractive style of play. I recognize, okay, that I'm building off a very strong foundation. Greg Berhalter did a tremendous job during his 5 years. And I want to honor that, and I want to build on that. That energy starts with me. There's no one that's going to work harder. There's no one that's going to have more passion. There's no one that's going to care more. You'll see it on the sidelines if you haven't already. Okay? That's infectious, and it starts with me. Any team that I've managed, they understand that it is bigger than the wins and losses. They're a part of our community. Okay? And the way that we represent ourselves is very important. They understand that they have to be out in the community. They have to do their part, okay, to connect. And that will be something that the players do and that I do. Okay? Because again, we're very proud to be a part of this community. So that energy is going to be there. The second thing is innovation. Okay? On the technical side, okay, we have to always be innovating. It's either adapt or die. And in our league, okay, that's always the case. What worked last year, okay, in MLS doesn't just work the next year. In our game, what worked 5 years ago, okay, is irrelevant in a lot of ways. And so you will have a coach that will always be innovating while honoring, okay, of course, the past successes. It's my job to continue to stay relevant with the game and the trends and to find ways to continue to be better, whether it's analytics or sports science, okay, or tactics. Okay, we will always be an innovative club from top to bottom in a very comprehensive way. And the third thing is that I want to bring is I want to elevate the club. I'm very proud of what the club's done. It's been a successful club, okay, but we can be even better. Okay, I'm not coming here to keep it status quo. I'm coming here to continue to raise the bar and build off that strong foundation, and that means results as well. Okay, it's a very stable club, but can we get even more results? And that brings me to the last thing. I'm coming here to try to bring another trophy, plain and simple. Okay? That's always a tricky thing to say. Some coaches don't talk about those things. Every single place I've gone, it's the first thing I talk about. You have to create that vision. You have to raise the bar to that level. And to win a trophy, you have to talk about it. You have to think about it, and you have to say it. Okay, and then you go about the steps, okay, along that process to actually accomplish that. But it's been 10 years since this club has won an MLS Cup trophy. So if I came here for any other reason other than to win an MLS Cup trophy, okay, you'd have the wrong guy. Okay, and so I have a vision in my mind of, similar to Portland, a parade in the streets in Columbus, and that is very inspiring and motivating to me, okay, to have that happen. So I thank you, all of you, for what you've done to this date. I look forward to getting to know all of you more and more, whether it's the Nordeca, the supporters, or all of you in the community. I can't wait for this next season to start. Thank you very much.
I'm not sure about you, but I could run through a wall after Caleb speaks. And also, Tim and Caleb, I look forward over the next 3 or 4 months, you tell me via text how big of an idiot I am when I analyze Columbus on ESPN. So I started the show today with this. I am an outsider. I didn't grow up here. I've been here many a times for work and for family businesses. But today is a day that for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, people are going to be talking about your city. That is an amazing thing that this community did it on 3 levels. The city did it, the state did it, and you even moved it to a point where nationally you guys had an impact. In American sports, you guys did it. So while we can all rehash the past and whatnot, I'm always someone about the moment and the future. You guys should celebrate the absolute heck out of doing this and pulling this off, because the Columbus Crew are staying in Columbus and you guys pulled it off. Another round of applause for you guys. And the last thing is, Dee Haslam and I were having a cup of coffee downstairs in the green room, and I said, what are you most excited about? And she looked at me and said, in 2019, all of America and all of MLS soccer, they're going to realize that hell is real in the state of Ohio. So now we've got some logistics, and so bear with me. I'm very good at ordering people around. For those of you sitting down and for those of you standing up, please don't move, because now we're going to do the pictures with the scarves and the jerseys, and logistically in this room it's going to be a little complicated. So we need the video portion of that. And follow my instructions. So for all of you, we're going to now take the picture with the people on the stage. I'm not going to be in the picture, so it's worth something. And then we'll move on, and then the photographers and whatnot can come on. But congratulations, Columbus, Ohio. You saved the crew. Perfect. So
I hear the drums echo.
Nice little touch with Africa being played.
There's only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight.
So just so we know here, the photographers here, if we can just stay out, I'll give you the cue when the rest of the photographers and handhelds can come forward. So we're going to hold this picture. You guys ready? Everybody ready on the stage? You guys look good. Look straight forward out into the group. Let's hold this for about 15 seconds.